first. Welcome back to Brains and Banter. I'm Tegan.
I'm Sydney. Today we're talking with Shelbee, our honors president, about leadership in honors, what it takes, what it changes, and what it adds to the student experience.
We're also going to cover how students can get involved in ways that actually fit real schedules. Shelbee, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Shelbee. I'm the honors president. As I said, I am a major in psychology with a minor in political science and honors. And yeah, I'm also in PLC, I guess, too.
So what does an honors president do? Like, what does your day-by-day look like?
So I'm also an intern, which kind of helps with the role, so I can do a lot of my work when I'm in the office, which is nice. But I basically am planning optional events, the mandatory events. I'm going to figure out schedules that work for everybody or as most people as possible for these events. I post a lot on the band, which I kind of hate, but it's fine. And then, I don't know, stuff with kind of overlap with being an intern, as well as checking volunteer hours or making sure people know what they're doing for the events that are happening, kind of things like that.
So a lot.
Yeah, and then also when honors day comes around, it's planning honors day, going through the applicants, contacting applicants, things like that.
What is one thing that people would be surprised to learn about you?
About me specifically. All I could ever think of for something like that is a random fun fact about me is that I still have one of my baby teeth.
That's cool.
In my mouth. Yeah, it just didn't have an adult tooth.
Is it still it's just
it's right there.
Oh.
Interesting.
That's all I can.
That.
Yeah, that's all I can think of as an interesting thing about me.
I think it's pretty interesting.
Thanks.
Yeah, I don't have a fun fact like that.
Oh, me either.
I just recycle it all the time. That's all I ever say.
That's what I would do.
That's a good one.
So what's the most behind the scenes thing that you do that nobody really sees?
Going to Walmart and forcing Dr. Ford to put in the PO at a reasonable time, which is actually that's actually my number one job as honors president, is getting Dr. Ford to put in the PO for the event at a reasonable time. And then going to Walmart at a reasonable time before the event and getting all of the stuff. And so that's for the optional and the mandatory, and it's just Walmart, man, I just hate it there.
I saw you guys at Walmart one time and I was I'm not approaching.
No, literally last week alone, I think I went to Walmart 3 times. Or the past 2 weeks I've been 4 times. It's just when it gets to that busy season, it's a lot of Walmart runs.
Yeah.
Walmart's the worst place to be.
Especially this one, I hate it.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
It's crowded.
Right.
Okay, what has been your favorite moment or most proud moment from being president or this year in general?
I really liked the Grand Casino. It was great to see a lot of people show up. So that's that was more a passion project of my own, less of it's an actual honors thing, just because we do try and get a lot of other student orgs involved. But seeing a lot of honor students there was I was really happy about that.
So it was fun. It was a good night.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Both years have turned out really good, I think.
Yeah, I liked it.
What's been the most challenging part of being president?
Honestly, probably just the fact that it is my 4th year being in the program, so a lot of these events, I have done them before, so trying to find a way to improve them, or also, this is kind of something, not bad, but just, it is my 4th year going to the lock-in, or, reigniting that excitement about it, especially as now the person that's planning it, so trying to, separate, this is my roles and responsibilities to be here, versus I'm an honors student still, and I really enjoy these events, so, kind of finding that, balance between the responsibility and the enjoyment of being an honor student still. But other than that, I'm going to Walmart, I guess.
What impact do you want honors to have on students? Do you have
on the wider student body, or honors to have on honor students?
So probably more honor specific.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honor students, I'd say.
The community. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Anytime somebody asks me why I love the honors program or anything like that, yeah, there's all these optional and mandatory events and stuff, and that's a big part of my role as an honors president, but as an honors student, I want that community to be the main thing, and that's why we have all of those events, I think, or at least that's why I find them so important. And I mean, I've lived with the same 3 other girls for the past 3 years. They're my best friends, and they're all in honors, and then all of my other friends are also from my honors cohort and stuff, and so I cannot even imagine what my college experience would have looked like outside of that. So I'm hoping that for other people, it always hurts me a little bit when someone's like, oh, I basically just did it for the money, which, yes, obviously financially this is like a really amazing scholarship, but having that close-knit cohort is pretty intense, and I hope that people get that.
Agreed. I know you talked a little about improving some of the events that we've had year after year, but what's something that you're trying to build for the program? Like, is there an event, maybe the Focino,
Yeah.
to like pass along after you're done?
Honestly, kind of two answers on that, just because not even just the Focino, but I also had that farmer's market that we tried to have in the fall that got rained out, which was really sad, but trying to make it where it's like the leadership and honors, or any honor student at all in general, it's obvious that if you want to do something big, you can. So like having that support from other honor students, from student affairs, like everybody on campus, and like using the resources available to me, because honors is 90 people, so like having that support of the program to do a passion project of whatever that is, whether it's the farmers market or the Grand Focino, like hopefully the next presidents after me can see that they can also do that and like change it to whatever they want. They don't have to keep doing the same events that we did, or just other students in general, like starting a student organization or doing an event is really cool. And then we had wanted to do like an alumni event this year, which it didn't end up happening, but like I really hope that in the future alumni can give back a little bit more to the current students, and just maybe have some sort of like socializing event where they pass on knowledge, hopefully earlier in the career, like when they're freshmen and sophomores, and they can like really make those changes and utilize that information. But
I think that'd be really cool to come back.
yeah, I had really wanted to this year to have like a social with the alumni, and like everybody would be over, like you could be indicated what major you're in or like what you're trying to do, and then like you could talk to people that are had that same major and like what they're doing now with that. So hopefully they're able to do that in the future. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
And then we can come back.
Exactly.
Yeah, sign me up. What would you say like a misconception is that people have about honors leadership or honors like events?
Honestly, probably just that honors is everything for me, because it really is like it's a huge part of my life. But I am in PLC and I do have another job, and so like I think a lot of people will maybe just assume, because I guess I can only speak for myself though too, but like we'll assume that like all I think about is honors, or that everything is like that deep. It's not, it's never that deep, and there are other things outside of that. And so like being a good and ambitious person outside of honors and using honors as like a leverage in the outside world rather than that being your whole world, I think is kind of a misconception that people can have about honor students, and especially people that are as involved in it as I am, I guess.
I think that also it can make people think that they like deserve your attention any time of the day. I don't know. I don't know if you feel that at all.
Honestly, I haven't had that experience as badly. Like I'll have people contact me randomly, and sometimes I'm like, I did post that or I did say that in the meeting, but it's never really been a bother actually, which I'm surprised by, because that was what I was most worried about, was like people texting me constantly asking me to re-say the same information over and over again. But it hasn't been that bad, so that's good.
What's the easiest way for someone to get involved that's super busy, or like say they're shy and they like just want to put their foot in the water and test it out? Like what's the
get involved
easiest?
in honors?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even want to say like you have to be an officer, because you don't. Like you could definitely be involved in other ways. Showing up to events and being excited to be there. I know that sounds so crazy, but like people that constantly drag their feet about having to go to an optional event, and it's literally, we went to a picnic at the gathering place. I'm like, come on guys, like this is a mandatory event, but like it's fun. Like be for real.
It's different than the Philbrook, which is good.
And that was one thing I was happy about this year, was like changing it to the Philbrook, or changing it from the Philbrook to the gathering place, and I thought that went well. But to get involved, I mean, going to the volunteer opportunities too, like I guess you could be an officer, and that was obviously like a very blatant way to become more involved, but if you don't like leadership roles or don't want to like have that title, then just going a little bit above and beyond in the sense of like volunteering and going to events, or like, I don't know, asking people questions, I guess too.
Yeah. What kind of roles help like the most but don't require as much of a time commitment? Like do we have any of those in honors?
That don't require as much of a time commitment. I mean, this is kind of random, but like our SGA rep it is time commitment because it's like once a month for an hour or two or whatever, but like we have to have somebody there, and I don't want it to be me. So that's a huge help that we have an SGA rep.
Ask for funds at the meetings? Question mark.
I do.
You do.
So if I'm asking for funds from SGA, I'll go and I'll present, just because. I don't know, I feel like that's something I like have to do. Like if I'm asking for the funds, especially with the Focino, we ask for quite a big chunk of money. And we've gotten it the past 2 years. People are happy to do it because it has so many other student networks involved. But yeah, shout out to our SGA reps because I do not want to be at every one of those meetings.
Yeah. I feel like another one would be, you know how we had like the class rep?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's another one that's
true.
A huge time commitment.
It's really not. And most of the time what they're doing is just like, their role, you would hope, is that if their class is having an issue or their class is confused, they would come to me with the question. And every once in a while, that is what they do. But more often than not, it's I'm telling them to tell their class something. And that's more so just so I'm not constantly posting the band.
Yeah.
So I'm like, please tell your class to do this or wear their name tags.
It's
or
a big
whatever.
thing freshman year. I feel like there's a lot more.
Freshman year it does feel pretty.
It kind of just falls off a little bit. I
Yeah.
feel like duties wise. But.
Which that one's also, I think I was class rep freshman year possibly. And I feel like I remember being like, okay, well, at least now I know the upperclassmen know who I am because they have to be like my representative for my class.
Yeah,
but I don't even know if it's that deep.
Is there something that you wish honor students would take more advantage of?
We have free books, and these cost like hundreds of dollars. And it makes me sad when people are like, yeah, I'm really proud of myself. I get not reading all of the books. People that are proud of not reading any of them or like find it as like a skill. You guys are wild to me, which obviously I'm very involved in honors and obviously I love academics and I love reading, so like maybe this is a little bit different. But so many people would kill to get free books and like free textbooks and stuff, like that's crazy. That's thousands upon thousands of dollars of just books and like free knowledge in that sense. And so like I wish more honor students, I guess they do take advantage of it in a sense, but like be more appreciative of that fact or like realize how big of a deal that is. What was the question again?
Just like what you wish more honor students would take advantage of.
Oh, yeah. I guess also just the resources in general outside of books, or like even just like asking me questions about things, or like feeling more comfortable asking upperclassmen, taking advantage of. We've been here for 4 years, like we kind of know what's up. Yeah.
I know as a freshman, I would never have asked an
I was
upperclassman
terrified.
for anything.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
Like, oh, we're figuring
You're
this
a grown
out.
up.
Yeah.
But now you're here as a senior, and you're like, I'm not a grown up.
No.
I'm like, don't ask
Don't get
anything, I don't know
twisted.
anything.
Can I stay here another 4 years, please?
Okay, what is one thing you've learned stepping into this role as president?
This is gonna be really controversial, but I might as well say it. I am not a political person, and so like the presidential role, while I love being this involved in whatever, event planning and like being the face of something, I don't know that it's like, it's not necessarily my strongest suit. So I've learned a lot about myself in this role and like stepping into it and realizing like, oh, I'm better at this end of things and maybe not so much that. And so I think that that's really important, especially for me in the future. But then I also think that it's important that like people in the future that maybe would want to be more involved in honors but don't think they could see themselves as president, like it's not like that. Like freshman year, I'm not extroverted. I don't want to talk to people all the time, like all that kind of stuff. But I hope that I'm doing my presidential role okay. And so like it doesn't have to be you give presidential vibes. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're doing a great job.
Thanks.
You've done a great job.
Thank you.
I agree.
Well, I think that's all the questions we have.
Nice.
So thanks for being here. We appreciate
Thanks.
you letting us see what goes on behind the scenes.
I feel like a big takeaway is honors doesn't just happen. People make it happen, and there's room for a lot of us to be a part of it.
Yeah, definitely.
So thanks for listening to Brains and Banter.
We'll see you next time.